I've got some books for you today. It's 5 books that I really suggest that you start reading in 2025. So I'm just going to put them up here. Hello, my name is Julie. I am your host today, and this is Bookish Travels, and where we discover days and explore some books. Now, the first one is called The Accidental Medium by Tracy Whitwell. We meet Tans, the main character, who's a bit of a boozy, out-of-work actor. She speaks her mind very plainly, and there's no flies on her. And she's a fabulous character to actually read and to interact with in this medium. There is medium. That was totally unintentional. There is an audiobook of this, and I've listened to that as well. And it's fabulous. It's actually narrated by the author herself. Now, as I say, she is an out-of-work actress. But in between her acting jobs, she starts to work for what I call a plinky plonky shop, which is, candles, incense, crystals, that kind of stuff, with a room at the back for a medium. So people go in there to have their fortunes told. Anyway, Tans lost her best friend Frank in a car crash years ago before this book started. And so she's still grieving in a way. She still misses him and everything. And, well, one day she goes to work and she's like on the tills, but the medium is off. So she says, well, I guess I'll have to do it. Anyway, she finds out that she's quite good because she gets voices in her head. And without trying not to spoil it too much, it's Frank from beyond the grave. It spooks her, obviously. She goes to talk to her mum, our mam, and her mum tells her that she comes from a long line of psychics. So anyway, her talent gets stronger and stronger as she starts to use it, and it sets her out on a trail of murder and mystery. Now, we're not going in any particular order, just how it is on the pile. So the next one is the non-fiction, and it is called Vital Organs by Susie Edge, or Dr. Susie Edge. Doctor as in medical doctor, but she gave all that up to pursue a career of writing. Now, this one says the history of the world's most famous body parts, and it's fabulous. It's history in bite-sized chunks in chapters. You don't have to read it all the way through. You can just go into the contents and find out which chapter interests you the most. So we've got Napoleon's penis, we've got Marie Antoinette's teeth, and we've got Marie Curie's bone marrow, all featured in this fabulous book. It's a bit of fun, it's a bit of history, and it's a great book, actually, if you want to sort of like delve into the world of non-fiction. Now, the next one is Rachel Joyce's Miss Benson's Beetles. Fabulous book. I read this quite a while ago. And so the plot points are still in my mind, but they're not in the greatest of details, so bear with. It is 1950, and Marjorie Benson is in a bit of a dead-end job. She's really fed up. She's like on the verge of just quitting and going out in the world, and she finds an advert that she applies for an assistant and an expedition, a world expedition to find a particular beetle. So off she goes. She encounters another character called Enid, who is at first, you think, why on earth is she coming along? Because she is not dressed in the way you would for an adventure. And you would think by just looking at her and talking to her, this is something she would want to do. We do find out why. What I really do like about these two women is they just bond and form such a beautiful friendship. It's so nice and it's such a joy to read. I do love the explorations, and I'm not going to tell you if they find the beetle, but there's just so much more. There's a bit of sadness, I'm going to tell you now, but it's just a fabulous book. I've never read Rachel Joyce before, and we are slipping out of the cover. It wants to escape. It wants to go and find the beetle. So we have the next book, and this is another one that is part of a series. It's called The Mangle Street Murders by M.R.C. Kazazian. Now, what can I say about this book without gushing too much? Well, the whole series, to be honest. I have fond memories about this book. I audiobooked this one, and I'm glad I did, because the lady that narrates it is absolutely fantastic. This is book one of the Gower Street murder mystery series, and it revolves around many characters, but the two main ones being Sidney Grice. He is a personal detective. Heaven forbid you call him a private detective. This man is written so well. I'm wondering if the author knew somebody like this and thought, yes, there'd be a perfect character in one of my books. But here's offish, oafish, standoffish, utterly brilliant, eccentric, and totally somebody that you just want to go, it's so annoying. But actually there's something about them that you just think, well, I can't not like them. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'm just going to read the inside cover, because I think it would give you the flavour of the book better than I would. Street, London, 1882. Sidney Grice, London's most famous private detective, is expecting a visitor. He drains his fifth pot of morning tea and glances outside, where a young, plain woman, March Middleton, picks her way between the piles of horse dung towards the front door. March Middleton is Sidney Grice's new ward, and she's determined to help him on his next case. Her guardian thinks women are too weak for detective work, but when the grisly murder in the slums proves too puzzling even for Sidney Grice's encyclopedic brain, March Middleton turns out to be rather useful. Now, March Middleton is not your average Victorian lady. She smokes, she swears, and she does all the things that proper women of the time should not be doing. Another character that I just absolutely adore is Molly the maid. She's just fantastic. I don't think she can read and write or anything like that, and she is a little sandwich short of a picnic, shall we say. But she's a fabulous character. She doesn't appear a lot, but when she does, she steals the scene for sure. There is another 4 books in this series, and they're all fabulous. They are quite gritty with their explanations of murders. We do get good results. We get an excellent combination of Sidney and March, and there's lots of other stuff that goes on. And if you like this type, if you like a good murder mystery with fantastic characters, excellent plots, and quite grisly murders, then this series is absolutely one that you really cannot miss. Okay, then last on my list today is Rob Brinder's The Trial. And this is a rather lovely courtroom drama. I really, really enjoyed this one. We have Adam Green, who's the main character. He is a barrister in training. And in training is the operative word, because he does get all the sort of like the grind of the work and none of the glory. Now the story starts almost straight away when a hero policeman is in court to give evidence, and he kills over and dies in quite a dramatic fashion, I might say. However, this hero policeman, as the story goes on, it's not actually the sort of like the angel everybody kind of paints him to be or to know him as. We do get a lot of procedural processes in this of, law and the courtrooms and solicitors' offices and things like that. We do get interaction between Adam and his mum. She just wants to make sure he's changing his underpants and eating properly, and he's like, but actually he doesn't want to admit it, but I think he quite likes the fact that she phones him about 5 times a day. Have you had a poo? Have you moved your bowels recently? No, that's not in the book, actually. This is a fabulous whodunit, and it's very witty and charming, and I enjoyed every single moment I was with this story. There is book 2, which I have read. It's over my shelves over there. Well, is there going to be another one? I do hope so. So, if you're going to follow my advice and get round to all these 5 books, I think you're going to have a great time. We've got some, it's a wide range of different things. We've got courtroom dramas. We've got jungle explorations. We've got psychic murders. We've got bits of bodies. And we have rather a pompous detective. So, yeah, I think it's a fabulous choice. So please do let me know if you've read any of these. Will you read any of these? I often wonder when I do these videos whether people actually pick these books up. It sounds fabulous, I'll get to this. And do you actually? So it'd be really interesting to know if you do. Anyway, if you like this type of video, do let me know. I can for surely do some more recommendations. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what you saw, please do come back for more. And I love reading your comments. And I work really hard to answer every single one. Anyway, thanks again. I will see you soon. Thank you so much for dropping by. I will see you in the next one. Bye.